That's another thing, that throwing the mic stands in the crowd. Stupid move on my part. So I did a whole bunch of stupid moves though, because I did it a lot.
Right.
I threw the mic stands in the crowd a lot.
Yeah, that was something you and I spoke about once before. Like that wasn't just some random event where you.
Yeah. No one ever got hurt, except for that day, and oh my God, I felt so bad. People act like I was like, ha ha ha, yes,
Yeah.
good, you know. But dude, I felt so bad. I went to jail for an hour. It got dropped, but
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what happened with.
yeah, it's done, you know. But thankfully, like, but you know, I will never do that again, man, because I don't want my fans to be hurt. You know, that's the last thing I want to happen. You know. But it is what it is. I apologize to my fans for that too, as well. Yeah, but the incident that happened a while ago is like, I don't want my fans to hate me. You know, nobody does. And as time goes on, it fades away. But little here and there, people make up other things that are completely not true. But I just want my fans to know that I'm not out there doing all these things, and I'm thankful to have them. You know.
Yeah.
So.
We should talk about the elephant in the room. We're here in your house. There's a big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We should talk about.
I've been wanting to get this off my chest for a really long time, and it's so fucked up, but there is a huge elephant in the room, and it's right there.
Massive. Let's talk about this elephant in the room.
He's pissed.
What's his deal?
He's just mad that we dropped that song Alone.
The stylistic shift was too sudden for him?
He's super, like, he's used to the Drug and Me Is You style songs. He's pretty much out of here in the first of the month.
But everyone's streaming the song and watching it. Are they watching it just so they can talk about how much they hate it?
I don't know.
It seems like evenly divided on YouTube, like, which is, you know.
It was at the Alone video, the song, you know, when it first came out, it was evenly disliked and evenly liked. But the likes were, you know, 20, right now it's 25,000 dislikes and then 30,000 likes. So it's starting to, you know, separate. But when people hear something that they're not used to hearing or what they're not expecting to hear, you know, I think their immediate reaction is, what is this? This is fucking stupid. What are you doing? You're a sellout. You know, the bottom line is, Alone, me as a rapper, it's an alter ego, right? It's like a villain, a superhero. You know, you can't tell that a superhero that he can't do something. It's the alter ego. It's my alter ego. I just want to be black. You know, it's my alter negro.
Alter negro. That should be what you call your mixtape.
That'd be sick.
It actually would be.
People shouldn't be so uptight and just have fun, you know.
So does that mean the alter ego that we're hearing on this new record, is that something that you leave in the studio, you leave on stage, or is that wrapped up in who you are in your daily life?
Well, I don't know. On stage, it's just heightened, you know, adrenaline.
It's you who just turned up.
Yeah, it's just heightened, you know. I'm not driving around like, yo, haters talking shit while washing dishes for a living, you know. That song, the lyrics, is a display of not my technique or my, it's just to let certain people know. And it worked, because I'm sure it pissed some people off, you know.
Which rappers are you shitting on?
That's just a form of speech. I didn't really direct it at anybody. It's just a form of speech. It's just a rap thing. That's what rappers do. It's a battle rap mentality. It's just, you know, I'm the best. I'm gonna gloat about how much money I have, you know, and just, it feels good to talk about, and that's why they do it, you know. So those lyrics and the way I delivered that message has no bearing on me as an actual rapper when I'm making a mixtape, and when people hear my actual real rap, they'll understand. You know?
You're making a mixtape.
Yeah.
When's that going to be unleashed? How's it going to be unleashed?
I can't talk about it, but it's in the works right now.
And is that you, and are you collaborating with different DJs and stuff like that?
Different rappers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anyone we might know?
Yeah. I can't talk about that.
People from the rap world, people from the AP world?
Both. You know, it's in the works, but it's pretty cool. It's a cool element of surprise, I think. You know. So.
I always feel like the greatest artists, especially frontmen, are this combination of like huge super confidence and then just like massive insecurity that are just like all wrapped up somewhere.
That takes me back to Alone, the song Alone. Like people are like, that song doesn't make sense. He's rapping about how much money he has and the bitches and being a rapper and blah, blah, blah and talking shit about haters. But then in the chorus, he's singing about how he doesn't want to be alone.
Yeah.
That sums up what you just said, you know.
Absolutely.
So
Pretty proud of our Alone video though. In 2 weeks, it's got 1.7 million views. So obviously it's doing something.
Right.
You know.
Well, and here's the thing, even for people who aren't into it, there's an element of like, you have to see this, you know? And that's, I mean, how many bands put out how many videos that no one's saying like, you really gotta watch this.
Yeah.
You know?
People are like mad at me for ghostwriting a Ferrari. It's like, why are you mad at me for ghostwriting Ferrari? You should be stoked. That's so cool. Like,
what do they say about it? I haven't seen that.
You're not supposed to do that. You're a rock band. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I can do whatever I want, you know? I'm an artist.
What are some of the positive things you've encountered? Like people that, you know, increasing percentage that
I've noticed
likes Alone. What are they saying?
when we were on the Hollywood and Dead tour, I noticed black people coming out, like straight up, like they loved it, but then they would leave after that song played. So I was pretty stoked on that, and I've noticed an older crowd likes that song more. I feel like I'm targeting other audiences. In no way would I ever alienate my fan base, though. So if people are confused about the album, just know that they're going to get their money's worth, you know.
With this whole, you know, we've talked about some of the stylistic changes. You've also mentioned even some developments with the look of the band. You know, that's been evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that video has a different vibe to it and a whole different setting than some of the earlier videos. Where did this initially come from? Because I remember even when we were talking about Warped Tour last summer, you were already working on a lot of these songs, and it was evident just from the way you spoke about them that they were going to be different. And you were sitting on them for a while. Now that people are starting to get to it, how does that feel?
It feels great. It's just crazy. I feel like I've always been a man of fashion, high fashion. Never had the money though.
Gold Gucci sneaks. These are brand new. You never see these again. Pretty much super proud of this shit right here. Gold. This is real gold. Straight up. And I really fired my band too.
You know,
Taste beyond your means, I think. Is what
but
I call
now I have a little bit to get into that. I love like Rick Owens, like Alexander Wang stuff, Gucci and stuff like that, and I like wearing it, you know. And
Just watch all about.
This is that next level. Boom.
Looks like you could launch a space shuttle or something like that.
Yeah. Bing bang boom bang boom. Diesel watch.
It's nice.
I love watches. It's not even at the right time. It's just to floss with because you got this. You know what I mean? So
People ask you what time it is, and you get out your phone.
I'm like, it's 3 p.m. 3 p.m. right now.
It is somewhere.
and some people want to see me. They're like, wait a minute, you're wearing that $1,000 shirt? shouldn't you be wearing, that's messed up. You should be wearing 16 belts, 6 pounds of makeup. Your hair should be this big, and you should be big boots, you know, like the rest of your life. It's like, I want to do something different. I'm 29 years old. I don't want to look like that. It's like, I don't want to look like a 29-year-old fucking scene kid, you know? So it's just, get over it, you know?
Yeah, I think that happens with people in bands and with artists a lot, where you get sort of known and identified for a certain thing, and then as you evolve, like most people
Happened to
do.
Motley Crue,
Yeah.
you know,
Metallica.
you know,
They cut their hair.
oh my God,
Yeah.
you know, changed who they were, I guess. Didn't, but, and I just got to be reminded that my fans are younger, and when I was younger, I had the same mindset, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, you grow up, like
Yeah.
you said, you
Yeah.
know, and people change. It's interesting because I've noticed like a lot of fans of bands who will complain about a band changing their sound or their look or
Mhm.
whatever. They themselves have changed in their own life. Like if they looked at a picture of themselves when they were 16,
Exactly,
and now they're 22, they're
yeah.
probably totally different.
Definitely.
But they don't allow that to, you know, you want your heroes.
We are all guilty of that, though, at one
Yeah.
point in our lives, you
Sure.
know. When I was younger, everybody says I'm a sellout or whatever. Not everybody, but people say, you're a sellout, blah, blah, blah. Fashionably Late, that song.
Mhm.
Like, you're a sellout. That's pop. Like, that sounds like Situations on my first album, like, of Escape the Fate. It's like, I can't make everyone happy, you know, and I don't know. Like, I want my fans to know that my album, it's a little bit of Dying Years Latest Fashion. It's a little bit of Drug Me As You. It's a little bit of cutting edge, you know, so.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point, right? I mean, if you just make the same record over and over.
I don't want to
Well,
make the same record over and over. I want to do new things, you know.
Yeah, and to me, when I first heard the record, it's no surprise that it's so polarizing, because it mixes so many different things, and so many different things that are popular and have their
Yeah.
own sort of set that you're not used to even hearing together. Because like I remember telling people like that you were rapping on it, and people were like, "Oh, so is it like rap rock? It's like new metal?" And I'm like, "No, it doesn't sound
Yeah.
anything like rap rock." And when he's rapping, there's like dubstep and like, you know, like there's like other stuff going on, and then there's a guitar solo, and then there's a breakdown. Like I remember hearing it and just thinking, this is going to make this band 10 times bigger than they were, or it's going to like be a disaster. Like, but there's no in between, and that's kind of, I mean, did you have that same mindset of just go for the gold, take a risk? Like,
no, because I got this intuition that everybody in my life growing up till now that know me, they know that this intuition inside me it's there, you know. It's like, I know, I feel it, you know. When I was in Escape the Fate, I was definitely not the first person to spike my hair up and, you know, look all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I got it from Motley Crue and that era of music, but no one in that scene was doing it. And my intuition was telling me something needs to change, you know, and I did. And now there were a lot of bands followed, kind of, like, not a lot, but there was a couple bands that did that, and it got accepted very well, you know.
I think it's fair to say a lot.
Yeah.
You can say a lot of bands.
2013, though.
Yeah.
I can tell everybody that Alone sounds nothing like the record. It's like, if you listen to the record all the way through, it's like, okay, that song doesn't sound like the record, you know.
Having heard the record, I can agree with you.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. You know, I'm stoked on that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I like that music, you know. So.
And that's the thing. I mean, you should love it when you're up there doing it. To me, it's interesting. You know, you mentioned a couple of times people throwing the sellout tag around, and you know, once upon a time, selling out was being on a bigger record label. Or
forgot. I was gonna say something on that.
You know, yeah, it's like there's been different definitions of it even, and to me, it's more like selling out is compromising who you are or your artistic identity to try to achieve more success. It's basically the bottom line, you know. And it's like, if for some bands, staying exactly the same as they've always been is selling out. Because maybe they want to evolve, maybe they want to play something different, maybe they want to dress differently. but they don't want to risk, you know, the audience that they have. So they're
I'm not
like,
scared.
and that's selling out in the opposite direction. You know what
It's
I mean?
true. Like, it's like, I'm not scared. I'm a sellout. I am a sellout. I'm a sellout. I was born a sellout. I listened, when I was growing up, I listened to music that was only huge, only big music. And later I got into underground stuff, you know, but I've always wanted to be in huge, big rooms with people buying my stuff on the radio, on MTV. I can't stand when people say you're a sellout, because if that person was offered by Pepsi to hold a fucking Pepsi can and go like this, drink Pepsi, and get paid $10 million, if they said no, they're fucking idiots, because I would do it. And I guess that's the definition of selling out, is going corporate or whatever. But just as long as I'm happy with my music, you know.
Mm-hmm. This it's been a couple months since I've seen you in person, but this stuff's new, right? A lot of it.
Tattoos?
Yeah. Head tattoos, forehead tattoos.
I got a shark on the side of my head, which is what the fuck. People are like, what? Just represents survival of the fittest, you know. Then I got unbreakable right here. This hurt really badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
So.
imagine so. I'll give you something to talk about with Kerry King from Slayer.
Phil
and Selma. They both got
oh,
head tattoos.
it's the most painful experience.
Not really. So the record, because I've had the privilege of hearing a lot of it that people haven't heard yet. As much as there's the dubstep stuff and there's hip hop influences, there's also Jackie is still shredding everywhere. And
No, there's no solos.
he's lying.
All those kids on the internet that are complaining have a reason. No, if you could say Jackie's amazing soloist, and you wouldn't even think that he could step his game up because he's so good, but he does, and the solos on this record rival Steve Vai, like Slat. It's so good, man.
He's incredible.
He really is.
Oh, but he's getting deported because he's going to lose his work visa.
Definitely, yeah.
Since you kicked him out of the band.
Yeah, he's
Incredible.
getting deported right now. He's on a boat right now, going back.
You called it in, right?
Yep,
This guy's
definitely.
this guy's an illegal. Get him out of here. So, you know, that's the thing. I mean, going for a different level of success doesn't have to be a contradiction to doing what you want to do. Obviously, this is music that you like.
Yeah,
You know, you made a record that you
I love
listen
it.
to.
You know, everyone that's heard all the other tracks are like stoked. My label is the one that they heard alone. The song Alone was after the fact. That song was recorded after the album was done, later. And my label called me up. They're like, we got to put that on the record. That's amazing. Like, that is cutting edge. Let's put it on the record. And I was like, all right, you know, so.
Yeah, and then that became first thing anybody hears.
Yeah. I think there's a method to that madness.
Mm-hmm.
I think the smart people will figure that out, you know. My Drugging Me Is You, I had some pretty cocky lyrics on there too.
Mm-hmm.
No one was complaining, you know.
Are people complaining about that now? I actually haven't really
Yeah.
seen that complaint. They're just cocky. That's that style, though.
You say I'm super egotistical.
It's been bragging and boasting. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what a big part of what that is.
yeah, definitely. So, people don't get it. Some people don't get it. A lot of people do get it though.